What is going on, everyone? Happy Winning Wednesday. It's Sonia,
Jeannie, hi everyone.
and this is like our second take on this. So if you saw the last one that lasted like 10 seconds, just disregard. But we're super pumped to be here again for Winning Wednesday. And we have a topic that is super exciting and something that we are both extremely passionate about. And that is this whole concept of bioidentical collagen. And is it your secret to radiant health? I know it has been for me, and Jeannie, I believe, has been for you as well too. So I cannot
Oh,
wait to
yeah.
talk about this. So if you guys are here live, let us know that you're here. Just comment live below or say hello. Let us know what state you're watching from, what platform, because we are live all over the place. And if you're going to catch this on the replay, go ahead and just drop replay down in the comments so we can say hello to you as well. All right, so let's dive in and let's talk about just this concept of bioidentical collagen and radiant health. But you know what? Hold on just a second. Before we do that, let's pause because I think it's been a little moment before we really since we really introduced ourselves and why we're so passionate about this topic and who we serve. So, Jeannie, you go first. I would love to hear, who it is that you really help and, what your background is in.
Sure. And, if you're new to our show, welcome. We're here every Wednesday and we talk about a variety of health and wellness topics. And I hope that you continue on this collagen series with us. It's going to be so much fun. My name is Jeannie. My background is in health and wellness. It's specifically exercise science and National Board Certified Health and Wellness Coach, 28 years in. Wow. And where, how I came upon this collagen is when I was 49 years old. I struggled with menopause. I had symptoms. I was also going through grief. I had lost my mom, and then 10 months later, my daughter. And it was very taxing emotionally. It really increased my cortisol levels. I was in very high stress, chronic stress. And I started to break out like a teenager, acne all over my chin, my cheeks. My face was very puffy, like bloated. I had redness. I had circles under my eyes. And in a moment, I'm actually going to pull out a picture to show you because it really is incredible, the difference. And what I will say is how I came upon the collagen is it was actually, I was already in another, like I was already in health and wellness. And then I think it was actually Sonia was using the collagen for a while and she was having amazing results. And then I started to use the collagen and I had two goals. I wanted to have younger looking skin and I actually wanted to have more energy and I also wanted to lose weight. So I actually use the collagen there's a collagen in this as well. I actually use this that has CLA in it. And it's the same type of collagen. But I use this along with the regular collagen and I lost 35 pounds and was able to smooth my skin and get rid of the acne. And I do have a lot of energy just from, being able to take care of myself and decrease my stress. So that's a little bit about me. And while Sonia's talking, I'm going to pull up my photo.
Love it. Well, first, let me say I've seen that photo, and you guys prepare to be blown away because you are looking at a completely different person who is anti-aging still today. And that's really, what got us both excited is not just the, visual things that you can see, but how this product really anti-ages your body from the inside out. So my
Mhm.
background, I'm actually a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and certified diabetes educator. I really specialize in holistic anti-aging. If you've seen any of my content, you hear me talk a lot about staying away from things like Botox and fillers and cosmetic procedures. There's nothing wrong with having a nice relaxing facial once in a while. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the really invasive things that people do, all in the spirit of trying to look and feel younger, right? So the intentions are good, but A, the expense, and B, the toxins that you're putting into your body, especially with Botox. If you're not familiar with what Botox is, it is actually a toxin, a neurotoxin that is derived from the botulinum toxin. So botulism is a form of food poisoning. And so if you think about that for a second, people get really sick from food poisoning. So think about injecting that same toxin into your skin to paralyze the muscle so that you get rid of your fine lines and wrinkles. And that's only temporary, which is why you have to keep going back. So I've made a lot of content on that. You guys can go and listen to that. But what got me really passionate about this whole concept of bioidentical collagen, which is what we're going to talk about today, is the fact that as I studied aging, the human body and aging and why we age and why is it that all of a sudden we show up and look like a wrinkly prune one day, it like the light bulb started going off because it really is a deficiency of collagen and hyaluronic acid. So hyaluronic acid is responsible for hydration in your skin and in your body in general. And collagen is the most abundant protein in the body. We're made up of over 16 types of collagen. So over the age of, 20, 30, 40, 50, I mean, essentially the older you get, the more collagen loss you have. So you lose an average of 1% to 2% every year, and that gets worse once you go through menopause. So I started putting the pieces of this puzzle together and went searching, and of course, tried every possible powdered collagen under the sun. And while it made a decent protein shake, I was like, where are the benefits that people keep saying you get from this stuff? Because I'm not getting any. And I'll share my before and after picture with you as well. But you'll see that, I have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles on my face. And, I look completely different in this picture of 2019 is my before picture. So what is that? 5 years later, and I look 10 years younger. Like you can do the math on that, right? So it really has started much more than it started me down this sort of research path of understanding why this is so awesome and how it could really help so many people. And that's what we want to talk about today. But Jeannie, show us your
Yeah.
picture.
So that's my picture from before a few years ago.
Come a little closer to the camera and then into the center a little bit more. There we go. All right. So like
Okay.
look at the puffiness in your
Yeah.
face.
Yeah. I mean, it was really, I didn't even recognize myself. When you look at this photo, it's like it doesn't look like me barely, and that was just chronic stress. That was menopause coming on, lack of sleep. And of course, you could tell the skin is dry, not healthy at all. And that is a reflection of what's going on the inside. So again, one of the first things I did was decrease my stress and then also take the collagen because I believe in really you got to do the internal work, and that part of that is taking a good quality collagen in order to see the results on the outside. And then you can handle some of the other things that you need to do on the external.
Awesome. Now put that down and come close to the camera so we can see you now. Like, hello. She
Yeah.
looks at least 10 years younger and no more inflammation and puffiness and like, and your hair is like amazing,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. That my hair, we just changed the formulation on this, and my hair is growing like crazy. I just had it cut like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so obviously hair growth is one of the biggest advantages as well too, especially with
Yeah.
one of these formulas that we'll talk about. I
Mhm.
got a text from my aunt this morning and she was getting her nails done. She's like, I don't know what's in that stuff, but like my nails are insane.
I
And I've
know.
had the same problem too, where I actually have to cut my nails now instead of just get out the nail file. And when I go to get my nails done, which I don't do very often, but if I do and I get a manicure or something, they look at me and they go, gosh, your nails are really strong. And once upon a time, years ago, I actually had to put the fake nails on. And, those damaged my nails in many ways. So this is like a regrowth of good, healthy nails again, too. So
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So
Yeah.
before we get into talking about these benefits, here is my most recent before and after. Can you see it, Jeannie?
Oh,
Oh, wait, what's
you
happening?
just,
Ah,
yeah. We
you
saw it for a
started
second.
You started getting a tour of all of my close to 40,000 photos on my phone here. I think that's what happened, but All right, let me get this up.
And it's incredible.
Like, can you
Wow.
see?
Every time I see the photo, I'm blown away. And the thing is, I've known you for all these years, so it's like it's so true what they say when you're see someone all the time, you don't really notice the change, but
Mhm.
now that you show the photo, I'm blown away.
Yeah, and my hairstylist is always like, "You have so many, like, baby hairs growing everywhere." Like, it annoys her. She's trying to color it, and then she's like, "Ah, man, these little baby hairs." And I'm like, "Sorry, it's the collagen." All right, so now you know who we are and what's happened to us, and this has been a journey. This is not something that changed overnight. People
Yeah.
ask me often, like, how long does it take to work? And you will see results your first month. As a matter of fact, in our clinical trials, and that's what made me so passionate about,
Mhm.
bioidentical collagen is it's actually been through clinical trials, 37 of them to be exact. And if you know anything about the nutraceutical space, nutraceuticals are not required to go through any clinical trials. So this is actually something very special. As I say, it's much more than collagen. We call it collagen because that's what people are familiar with, but it's a clinical grade anti-aging formula that has all the right building blocks that go missing in your body as you get older, and you start to suffer with, joint problems, brittle nails, thinning hair, or in my case, because I was exposed to toxic mold, my hair started falling out and really thinning. Like, I was getting bald spots, and I was like, oh my
Mm.
gosh, what is happening? Inflammation, you saw in Jeannie's picture, right? So that
Yeah.
menopausal change time, it creates a lot of inflammation. Because here's the other
Mhm.
thing that's really interesting is that as a woman goes through menopause, obviously our estrogen levels drastically decline. You still make estrogen as shifts from being produced by the ovaries to being produced by the adrenal glands. And
Mhm.
so many people like Jeannie, chronically stressed. Well, when you're chronically stressed, your body's struggling to produce that estrogen, right? Because it's
Mhm.
focused on producing stress hormones, right?
Yeah.
And so if you think about estrogen being the motor for collagen production, if we have this decline in estrogen and then even more stress, that's why we end up with a lot of these not only visible signs of aging but internal things as well too, from gut health to joint problems to hair, skin, nails, of course. Did you know, and this is not something we talk about, but I think when you get older you start thinking about these things, that collagen plays a big role in eye health, gum health,
Yep.
soft tissue health. Right? So, like, if
Mhm.
you have a lot of, lack of flexibility or a lot of muscular pain or joint pain, a lot of
Mhm.
it is a decline in collagen.
Yeah.
So, here's a bit of trivia for you, Jeannie. Do you know how many types of collagen our bodies are made of?
Geez, that's a good question. Is it like 27 or something?
16 is the official, like, been studied number, but they
Mhm.
believe there's more than that. And
Mhm.
obviously, some play a bigger role than others.
Mhm.
But even in the world of collagen, you primarily hear about types 1, 2, and 3.
Right. Yeah.
So, all right. So lots of benefits. What are some of the other benefits you've experienced personally?
Uh, for me, it was mainly the menopause, acne,
Mhm.
the I know it helped with my gut, because I took the collagen in addition to, stuff to support my microbiome, a good quality probiotic, um, yeah, I mean, that's what I noticed the most. Like, as far as joints and all of that, um, I didn't really pay attention, honestly. It was more like, when you're struggling with one thing and that's the thing you focus on and you want to see change with that. Well, that's what I was focused on. And that's what I saw change with. And I piggyback off of what Sonia said. This is something that's been a journey for the two of us. It's not something that we took for 90 days. And although I started to see results in 30 days,
Mhm.
I didn't want to stop at 30 days because once you stop taking it, then guess what? You're back to square one. Like, you have to kind of, even though it assists your body in producing more collagen, you still need to take it continuously on a consistent basis to see the benefits.
Absolutely. As I always tell people, and I take a lot of supplements, this is the one thing I will get out of bed if I forget to take it. Everything else can wait till tomorrow. So, but let's shift gears and let's talk a little bit about what makes this bioidentical and like how does it compare to the 65 other million, collagens on the market, whether that's on Amazon, on TikTok, at Walmart, other liquid collagens. There's so many collagen products on the market.
Yeah.
So, what I want to do is just kind of shift gears and talk a little bit about what makes this bioidentical, because I think that's a big buzzword right now. You hear about
Yes.
bioidentical hormones, and what does that really mean? So, what does bioidentical mean to you, Jeannie?
To me, it imitates what your body does, like almost to where it could replace it, but it doesn't. So that's the way I look at it. It does exactly what your body hormone or whatever it is does in the system.
Yeah, so it's like a mirror, right? So it
Mhm.
mirrors the production of what our own bodies once did very abundantly when we were younger. I think about my 6-year-old nephew, and I see him, he can like sit on the floor and like his legs are up over his head, and he's very flexible, and then I look at his skin and it's very bouncy, and I just look at him and he's like wrinkling his face, and I'm saying, don't do that, you don't want wrinkles when you get older, right?
Mhm.
Well, you don't think about that when you're 6. So, but I look at his skin and it's like flawless. Well, that's all of the collagen and the hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is collagen's best friend, as I like to say.
Yeah.
So the two are like a match made in heaven. And as we get older, they both begin to decline. So the reason that this product that we use and talk about a lot is bioidentical is it's the closest to what the human body via human articular cartilage produced very abundantly when we were younger. And the way it's sourced is very unique. It's the matrix of collagen, hyaluronic acid, and chondroitin sulfate, bonus for your joints, right? But it's extracted in a perfect matrix. So it's not man made. So let me stop here for a second, because when people say, what's the difference between this and all these other collagen supplements? The rest of them, I don't care which form. They are man made. They take parts
Mm,
of an animal and formulate collagen, and we hope to get some results from it.
mm,
This is actually an extraction of a matrix that's already intact. That matrix mirrors the human body. So it's being recognized when we take it as self. So it's a matrix of collagen, hyaluronic acid, and chondroitin sulfate in a perfect little package extracted from the sternal cartilage of a free range chicken. It's type 2 collagen, but what's very special and unique about it is the fact that when you consume it, not only is it a collagen replacement, but it encourages your body and mine to begin producing more collagen and hyaluronic acid on its own. Like that to me was like,
mhm.
what?
Yeah, that's
It's a
mind blowing.
biohack. If you guys are into biohacking, this is biohacking your skin, your hair, your nails, your joints, your
Mhm.
eyes, your soft tissue, your gums. Did I forget anything? Your gut, like
A lot
everything
of
from head
things.
to toe,
Yeah.
right? So that's
Yeah.
what makes it bioidentical, is it's as close as possible, just like bioidentical
Mhm.
hormones versus conventional. It's as it's much closer to what the human body would produce naturally. And that is why you see results not only like mine and Jeannie's, but when
Mhm.
we come back next week, we're going to talk about a whole lot of testimonials, because it goes way beyond just her and I, but it's really been life changing for both of us. And like
Yeah.
I am obsessed. And it just got this one here. I actually have two of our, 6 formulas, 7 if you count trim.
Mhm.
2 formulas right here. This is our skin, hair, and nails, which actually just got renamed Beauty, because that's what it is, right? It's
Mhm.
Beauty Collagen. And this is my favorite. And then my other half does a lot of CrossFit. He really doesn't care about his skin and his hair and his nails and all that. He's a guy, right? I mean, some guys do, but what he does care about is being able to throw around heavy weight in his CrossFit workouts. And so he uses our sport formula, which also has branched chain amino acids and really good stuff for people that are very athletic.
Mhm.
So very good formula for joints. And Jeannie, you had the trim there. Show us
Yeah.
that.
And I have the trim. It comes in a bottle form as well, but you can also take individual packets. So if you're traveling, it's really easy to take with you. So you don't have to refrigerate it, because these do need to get refrigerated, and that's why they're really high quality.
Yeah, and I love that. It tastes like brownie batter on a spoon or
Oh,
chocolate
it's so
pudding.
good.
Like, you
Yeah.
can even put it on your pancakes in the morning
Mm,
or in your
so
coffee
good.
and make like a mocha. It's really good.
Yeah, I love it.
And
Now,
so
Sonia, one thing I wanted you to talk about, because I know we're gonna get this question, is about the vegan. Can I take a
oh,
vegan collagen? And of course, ours is not, and explain why.
yeah. So first of all, let me erase the myth that vegan collagen exists because it does not. So collagen comes from animal source. We are made up of, as I said earlier, over 16 types of collagen. Well, animals in general, or anything that, is breathing and living is made up of collagen. What you can get in a vegan form is what we call a collagen booster. And basically, that's things like vitamin C and other nutrients that are good with supplying the body additional nutrition to begin producing more collagen on its own. But again, that might work when you're in your 20s. But as you get older, I mean, you'd have to take a whole lot of that stuff to get any type of change. Now, what's
Mhm.
different about this, and this is why we have a lot of vegans that feel comfortable taking this product, is that all the other types of collagen come from production. The production of that product is using leftover scraplings of an animal. I don't know if scraplings is a word, but you get my point. Like pieces of an animal,
Yeah.
fish scales, fish bones. So pieces of an animal. So somebody that's vegetarian or vegan is probably not going to want to consume that. What's different about this is the extraction process that I described earlier. Cartilage does not touch the blood supply. And so you're not truly consuming the animal. All we're using is that little matrix that's in the sternal cartilage of a free range chicken. And no chickens are killed or harmed for this purpose. So it's a very ethical way of sourcing the goods that our body need. So
Yeah.
there is no such thing as vegan collagen, just vegan collagen boosters. I've taken them. I mean, you might as well just go eat a bunch of oranges and peppers, right? Rather than run out and spend a lot of money, just eat more vitamin C, right? And can it be
Mhm.
helpful? Of course. Anytime you have more color in your diet, you're going to have better results with anything you're doing, like
Right.
period, end of story, right?
Mhm.
But as far as the therapeutic clinical anti-aging that we're looking for without doing Botox fillers, cosmetic procedures, having issues with menopause, any of that, you're not going to find it in a vegan product. It's just, it does make sense.
Yeah.
Save your
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. Because that's one question that comes up all the time. So I'm glad you clarified it.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. And I think as time goes on, I mean, we have so much technology today, but I
Mhm.
was just I listened to a lot of biohacking podcasts and things. I was just listening to a podcast that Dave Asprey did, and he was interviewing a physician who actually moved his practice to Costa Rica so that he could like do things that, I don't want to get banned here on the FB or any of the other platforms, but let's just say that things that are not part of conventional medicine here down there, right? We'll just leave it
Right.
there. But he was talking about, everything, looking for essentially bioidentical versions of things and
Mhm.
biohacking the body so that we live longer, right? And
Wow.
there is a lot of truth to be said that when you feel good and you look good, you do good. When you do good, you have a better, more enriched longevity of life, right?
Yep.
And so I think there's just a lot of, it's not just a vanity product. It's not just, we don't just do collagen for vanity reasons. That's what people
Mhm.
see, right?
Right.
But what we think about and what are actually happening are two different things. We're getting a lot of great benefits from hair, skin, nails, joints, guts, soft tissue, eyes, gums, all the things that I discussed are happening. But in the same token, you're taking 5 to 10 plus years off of your face, which saves you from running to the spa and doing all those things that are not good for you. And that's what blew my mind.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah. So it's really a life-changing product. We have, as I mentioned, I think six, I don't know, I lost track, formulas. Some are more for beauty, some are more
Mhm.
for athletes. We have a collagen for weight loss,
Right.
fat loss, I should say. We have one for immune support, which is great. And they all do
Mhm.
these things, but some are a little bit more targeted. but I love our immune formula as we roll into the colder months. So
I
I'm
do
getting
too.
ready to make that switch here. We
Yes.
have our life formula, which I would say is probably the most sort of well-rounded
Mhm.
formula. So if you're like, I need a little bit of all that stuff, that's
Right.
probably our life formula. And
Mhm.
then we have a formula called Pure that is just the collagen matrix. So each formula then has like some additional things added to it, like this
Mhm.
beauty also has biotin, it has pea sprouts and bamboo,
Mhm.
and it really is geared toward the beauty stuff, right?
Right.
But you still get all those other benefits as well too. The life formula
Mhm.
has a lot of anti-aging components like resveratrol and other superfoods that are really good for reducing inflammation. So when
Mhm.
we did a whole series on inflammation and how harmful that is to the body. And so
Yeah.
if you're one that has a lot of inflammation, that's a good formula. So I guess the common theme here is that there's a formula for everyone. And that's the other difference between this bioidentical collagen and all these other collagens on the market. Typically speaking, they have one formula,
Right.
and your goals might be different than mine.
Mhm.
And if I just give you a one size formula, it's like, okay, maybe I get a few benefits, but I'm not really achieving what I'm looking to achieve. So,
Exactly.
total game changer in my opinion. Anything else, Jeannie, that we should mention as far as the bioidentical collagen?
I hope you stay tuned because this is just the beginning. We're just warming up, and wait until you hear more. We're gonna have so many other testimonials too, hopefully.
Mhm. I love it. You can just swig it from the bottle.
I do too.
2 tablespoons a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening,
Yeah.
and it's really mind-blowing. So if you guys
Mhm.
would like any info on any of the formulas, go ahead and just drop info down below or send us a message if I know a lot of people watch these videos because we can see, but nobody says a word. I don't know why. I don't know if that's just people being lazy or
It's
like,
okay.
I don't wanna comment, but that's okay. We know you're there.
Yes.
So
We appreciate you coming to watch us anyway.
yes, if we can help you at all, let us know. That's what we're here for. That's what makes our hearts happy is to help you improve your health. And last but not least, if you found this helpful, you can share this broadcast. And if you're like, I'd like a sneak peek behind the curtain. I'd like to see some more testimonials. We're going to share those with you, but we also have a testimonial group that shows you thousands of testimonials. So
Mhm.
if you would like to learn a little bit more, just drop the word group or again, message us. We'll add you to the group and show you some testimonials and the deep, dark science if you don't believe us. So thanks for hanging out with me today, Jeannie. It's been
Oh,
fun.
this is fun. Yeah.
And
Thank
we'll
you.
see you guys next week. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.